Define silence and solitude.
It's when we come before God and we bring Him all of our stress and worries and just every burden that's laying on our heart, and we ask God to meet with us, and we just sit there in His presence and either read the Bible or just sit there and be still and just know that He's God, and just try to see what He wants for our lives and just let Him fill us with His peace throughout those troubled times.
To seclude yourself and meditate while seeking God.
In your experiences with silence and solitude, how have you grown in your relationship with Jesus Christ?
I mean, first, that's the place where He speaks to you most. Because when you get away, that you're truly trying to connect with Him. So you allow Him more time to speak to you, which causes a deeper connection with Him.
How are you able to focus and hand that time over to God?
I mean, it starts with just trying to just take time away from your busy life. Maybe a few minutes or an hour, but just being in, not necessarily like praying continuously, like with your head bowed and being in complete silence, but just as you're walking through with friends or family or anybody, you can pray, just ask Him for guidance, and it's kind of like I guess kind of like a child would see like an imaginary friend. It's just having God right there with you, even though you can't physically see Him. Just not having to always say amen, just being in a continuous prayer, because He can always be there.
Coming from a youth, someone in high school, what would you say to a class full of aspiring youth pastors about how to teach this discipline to you? How would you like to learn this discipline from a youth pastor?
The best way is to lead by example. If you can see someone doing that, taking time to truly connect with God, then it'll be a whole lot easier for myself to follow them. I mean, some of it is self-discipline, but I'd say the number one thing is to lead by example.
So I'm wondering, how do you experience God? I mean, what's that look like when you're not on at youth group or whatever? Honestly, I get the impression that you're as busy as I am. I mean, it seems like you're always getting ready for Bible study or practicing chords for worship or figuring out what insane game we're going to play on Wednesday night. And that's on top of everything else you have to do in your life. Which makes me wonder, how do you make time, to be with God yourself? 'Cause the thing is, I don't think you can take me where you're not going. I mean, you can point me, I guess. But I was kind of more hoping that you would lead me. Is that fair to ask?